the recent political elections that had some surprising results for some people as a way to demonstrate how personal and societal growth and development really pointed to this outcome.
We're using politics to explain a human phenomenon. So this is going to be the gift that keeps on giving, because we've often heard that if you're in a sensitive relationship or conversation, just don't talk about religion and politics. Now, what I did not know until I started reading Ken Wilber's integral meta theory is that cultures and societies also grow through levels of consciousness. Societies also develop in distinctive, interconnected levels of evolving consciousness. So they also grow from lower, less developed abilities to higher, more profound abilities to see, to know, to understand, and to make sense of the world, themselves, and others. This happens most effectively when the leading edge of the culture not only transcends what it used to be, but also includes the layers or the levels below it, recognizing that it would not have the ability to move to a higher level of development or consciousness were it not for its having satisfied levels before itself.
Religions will only survive as people become more progressive, but also can still include people who are in lower stages of faith.
You know how you sometimes return to something and you're like, oh, I wasn't ready for that yet. What is their responsibility so that cultures and societies continue to move forward and advance in consciousness? I think that better understanding human growth and development, but also cultural growth and development, will give us a frame or help us create a map of understanding so that we can make sense of what we're experiencing right now in the here and now.
So as we talk about these, think about these terms in both the individual person, a baby being born and growing into adulthood, and then societies throughout the history of our world. A child believes that they can make dad come home early by simply willing it. And in society, these are societies that also believed in their ability to control their environment through their own actions. So these are the natives that would do rain dances.
If I do a rain dance, it rains as often as it doesn't rain.
Children grab onto this idea that there's a God. And not only do they grab onto the idea there's a God, but society spent a lot of time living in a mindset that this God controls everything.
The best way for me to think about this is if I think of my ethnicity, this is me and my people. And it's at this point in time where, for the first time as a collective, people are recognizing that human beings have value intrinsically. And this is, again, not done perfectly, but this was the first time it occurred to cultures at large that people ought not to be enslaving one another. Within 100 years of the Enlightenment, slavery had left all of the most developed of countries. And anybody who has a pulse knows that something really interesting started happening in the 1960s. And this is the birthplace of the pluralist or the postmodern movement.
We're not connected by democracy, we're not connected by capitalism, but we're connected by a common humanity that we start talking about.
So this integral wave of consciousness has something really special about it, something that's never been seen in the history of humanity. The integral stage of development is a phenomenon that has never been seen before for a couple of reasons. Number one, when one reaches the integral level of development individually or as a culture, they become cosmocentric. And what that means is not only am I capable of loving all living human beings or just my own tribe or just myself, I become capable of loving all living things.
As opposed to universe, cosmos, the root of the word cosmos is like the same as the root of the word cosmetic. It's a view of the universe through the eyes of beauty.
It feels like in order for individual or societal development to happen, one needs to transcend and include the level in front of it. So it goes from no consciousness to love of self to love of my people to love of all people, to love of all living. And doesn't that map beautifully onto everything we talk about all of the time on the Latter-day Struggles platform? Every single person is capable of moving through stages of growth and development and consciousness.